Good morning. How's everybody doing? Well, we got a science fiction, epic, adventure kind of thing. It's not as good as the original, but it is okay, I guess. We're talking about Blade Runner 2049. Okay, this Blade Runner is a little different because they're not chasing the runaway robots. They're not even testing the runaway robots. He's just trying to find out about his past and trying to chase down criminal robots. Now they base this in Los Angeles, October. Well, okay, it was released in Los Angeles, October 3rd, 2017. But this is just, it's got lots of science special effects, flying cars, stuff blowing up, people walking on rocks. It did a pretty good job. And it turns out this Blade Runner, it wasn't basically the same. It was completely different. It didn't seem to be even a takeoff from the original. They just kind of made it different. They used kind of the same name except for they put 2049. I guess that's when they were trying to base it. 30 years following their previous Blade Runner. So anyway, this guy is a sheriff member. He identifies deceased female from DNA, and he goes and tries to investigate her and find out what's going on. And he does a lot of criminal investigations, and they fly around, lots of action. They blow stuff up all over the place. It's actually a pretty good movie. They still got the same three-wheeled flying cars. Well, I don't know if they're the same anymore. And then he runs around and doing this investigation. It's kind of crazy how they were just barely getting into DNA when this movie came out, but yet the movie's so full of it, of how they use DNA in the future to identify people on the street. He runs San Diego. They've got a couple sex houses in there looking for people. They did all right. I mean, they got a dangerous criminals running around. They fly cars like you would see in any other science fiction movie that uses flying cars. They're just kind of going back and forth like a regular road, close to each other. But it wouldn't be that way. It'd be chaos up in the skies because there's no restrictions, no road to keep people on. They just kind of be flying whichever direction they want. I need to be over there. Go over there. So anyway, we've got this thing. It's not like he's going down and hunting a lost love or anything like that. He actually ends up finding Harrison Ford in an old abandoned city miles and miles away. They called it Las Vegas. But he meets his daddy that way and asked him how he got away with running away with the robot that he did in the first movie. We'll be talking about this, but it become a box office bomb is what they said. Yeah, they did call this one a box office bomb in the day. It's not really a box office bomb from what I'm seeing on the thing here. They did a pretty good job. But, it's kind of funny how they call something a bomb expecting it to do box office bomb what they expect to do. And it did a whole lot better than what they expected it to do. So they was wrong about this thing being a box office bomb. It's just kind of really interesting. It did pretty good. I enjoyed it. The special effects on it are pretty good for when it came out. 2017. We've come such a long way since then with special effects. I could do most of the special effects here in the house myself now, or in a small studio by myself. And they took a whole team to do it because most of those special effects were practical. Few of them were green screen, but not many because they were just barely getting into digital then. So yeah, this Blade Runner, he, like I say, he runs around and figures out his childhood history from, oh, he finds 6, 10, and 21 carved in name carved into a tree. So this thing is actually a pretty good well, I don't know what you call it, hero cop movie type of thing show. So you just want to pull this thing closer for some reason. I don't need to. I'm using the 32 float. This thing can be as quiet as it wants to be, and I'll still get decent sound out of it. I have yet to try it direct to the recorder and see what it does. But I bet it would do pretty good. Right now I've got it amplified through the mixer. I've got a full-blown stereo band mixer sitting over there that I'm using. I had it, so why not use it? Anyway, so this turned out to be a pretty good show. I kind of liked it. I can't even tell. We're in 6 minutes. I can't. I can give you a scale 1 to 10, like I have been doing in some of the movies. I'll give it a 9 because it wasn't actually, riveting. It is not one of those sitting on the edge of the seat movies, but it's pretty close. And in the end, where Harrison Ford came in, probably the best part of the whole movie, but you got to watch the whole movie to get there to understand why and what happened. Then he's got synthetic dogs and all kinds of stuff in his little place in this abandoned city, which I thought was kind of interesting. I kind of liked the way they did the suspense in this thing and in this movie and all kinds of other stuff. So let's get into, if I thought I could get away with it, I'd put the clips I like in the background of this movie because I can do that. I've got it digital. Or just watch the movie on the screen here and record the clips that I want with the screen recorder on my computer. But this came out with Warner Brothers this time. And this is a Sony Pictures release. Warner Brothers Pictures North America did this one. Sony Pictures released it internationally. It came out October 3rd, 2007 in theaters, Dolby Theaters. They have to be specific on that. Then October 6th it came out international, or just regular United States theaters, as they were pushing Dolby at the time. Dolby Theaters, Dolby Digital, all over the place. It was just a madhouse. That's the first thing they would have when they come in. This is a Dolby Digital production. Yeah, we get everything in Dolby Digital now. But this thing runs 163 minutes, so almost 2 hours. And then it was United States. It's English, of course, and the budget was somewhere between 150 to 185 million. And at the box office, they said it bombed at the box office, but it made 267.5 million. So I thought it did pretty good. 100 million, 150 million, 120 million. I thought it did pretty good. But, critics and the people of the era when it came out thought it bombed at the box office. And, I don't think they really knew what they were talking about. One of those people that go crazy. And you try to tell them anything, and what you hear is crickets. Kind of like what's going on in the White House today. Oh, I'm not supposed to be talking about politics. So anyway, I want everybody to be safe, take care, and we'll see you with the next one. I don't know why they're so short, but they're short. But we'll talk to you on the next one. Be safe, be careful. Good luck.